Once you have put everything here in this, what is the time now, Deepak? 1:10. What time are we breaking for lunch, Neha? Sorry? Yeah, so we'll break for lunch in 10 minutes. Let me finish this concept right now. So what you do, you take all these data and then you take a nonce. Nonce is a concept which is used very differently in different blockchains. Okay. Now, this cannot happen by any process. This is a random process. So hashing में क्या होता है? You put everything in a place, nonce डाला 1 and created the hash. You did not get the hash with 15 leading zeros. Took another number 2, hashed it again. Number 3, hashed again. Number 4, keep doing 15,644 number, tried again. Do you get a hash which is having 15 leading zeros? Yes. For example, then your nonce becomes 15,644. Now you have completed the block formation. अभी आपने block बना लिया. What will you do now? You will go and announce to the whole network of nodes, जितने भी nodes हैं, you will tell them कि भाई लोग, I have created the next block. Here is the block. ठीक है? Here is the block, next block. Now what happens? All these people will take your block and they will validate first of all कि transactions में आपने घपला तो किया नहीं है. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि we have just said कि Sundar is giving me $1, but Sundar को मैं लिख दिया Sundar is giving me $1,000. Right? I will go and check whether that transaction is signed by Sundar. If not, then I will invalidate the block. If all transactions are true, if the previous block hash is there, and the nonce, these guys will put everything together. They will now. Beautiful concept here. The concept is that finding that nonce with 15 leading zeros hash, 0 in hash, if you are truly correct, then what people will do? They will accept your block. And of course, there is a majority. You have to have 2/3 of the majority of the nodes. They have to support it for this block to become the permanent block. And then if everything passes, then if the next node is, for example, Deepak, what will he do? He will take my block and he will start working on the same block to create the next block now. Right? Now Deepak is running, Sundar is also a miner, he is also running, Manya is, I am only remembering 3 names, so sorry for that. But then all of the other nodes, they will take the block, everybody will start running for the next block now. Now they have the remaining transactions, they will pick up from the remaining transaction, and whatever transactions are already consumed, these guys will intimate to the whole world that look, these transactions have been included here, so don't include these transactions again. So they mark it. Right? Then what happens? Yeah, you have a question? Yeah.
So do we have to increment the nonce one by one and try it out, or can we randomize it?
I mean, it is a random process, but what is the best way to do that? You have to increase it one by one.
But everybody is doing that, so why don't I randomize and try out?
Absolutely. So nothing. Okay. All decision of miners. You have your own fundamental. I have my own concept. Very simple. So it is pretty random process. And typically what has, of course there are different solutions for that. Right now there is something called pool mining where people come together. It's very, very, difficult process, by the way.
So just one follow up on that. Yeah. So what incentivizes a miner to, pick a particular transaction or, leave another?
Yeah, I talked about that. See what happens that if you are doing a transaction, you are, of course, if you want your transaction to be included fast, you will have to give some incentive to the miner from your transaction. So for example, you say that $1 I am giving to you, I will say 95 cents goes to you and 5 cents goes to miner. So that miner sees, okay, if I include this transaction, I am going to be getting some money. Otherwise, I will leave that, I will ignore it. I will just first look at all those transactions where I am getting some money. Very simple. So typically, now that's not the most ideal way, but then there is no other better way to handle this also. And this is also important because see, So if you are giving 50 Bitcoin rewards as a mining reward, and if your people are giving 5 cents in the transaction, then 5 cents is too less in front of 50 Bitcoins. But when 50 Bitcoin is not there, then this reward becomes very, very important. Behavior attributes by people. Why should, see, there are a lot of research which is happening on this, basically. Okay? So we talked about this, and then finally you create this, and then the next people, yeah.
Can we pass the wrong data? We somehow gain 50% of the vote on the network and change the data on a particular block. So wrong data can also be passed by how can we avoid that?
Very true. I think it's very possible. But the point is that unfortunately the hash compute power that you need for controlling so much of hash capacity of the network is very, very huge. You can't control that. It has not been done yet because hash rate is, this called, the rate at which the hashing happens is called hash rate. Okay. Now the hash rate you need to go and manipulate the system is huge. It is not really, it has not been hacked yet. And if you are not doing, if you are sending wrong transaction, people will kick you out of the system. So what happens that all these things are done now. So this is how this system is working. So now the next next person is trying to, now once one block is done and this block is published to the whole network, everybody will leave, stop working on the previous block they were working because they have not got the hash yet, right? They will pick up the next block, they'll start working on this. So this chain continues, this process continues.